My wife Joya and I had a good marriage, or so I thought. We had a great sex life, in my opinion. But it wasn't enough. How did I find out about the cheating? This is going to sound weird, but I smelled it. I'm serious. Let me explain. I had COVID, so my sense of smell was gone. Completely gone. But I was one of the lucky ones. After I got cured, it came back. Not immediately, of course. It took a couple of weeks before I could smell again. You can imagine that when your sense of smell returns after being gone so long, you try to smell everything. At least I did. Smells that I ignored in daily life, all of a sudden, I paid attention to them. And I also actively smelled things I would never smell. I never knew banana-flavored yogurt smelled so good. I don't have super smell. I can't smell my wife in the other room. But when I hugged her, I did pay extra attention to the smell of her shampoo and her perfume. That new habit is how I found out. I was doing laundry. I took the pillowcase out of the laundry basket and smelled it before throwing it in the washing machine. But I smelled a strange cologne. This definitely wasn't mine. It was clearly a masculine smell. So, nothing my wife would wear. And I've used the same cologne since my 20s. This wasn't it. It's not even a scent I would ever consider. It's too. How would you describe it? Too much. It's like the person is trying too hard. Why is there a strange cologne on the pillowcase? I was thinking about talking to my wife about it when it hit me. We change pillowcases every week. But these were only on the bed for 2 days before she changed them. Why did she change the bed sheets and pillowcases after 2 days? The more I thought about it, the more it didn't make sense. Unless she was cheating on me in our bed. I sat on the laundry room floor with the pillowcase with the strange scent in my hand for what felt like an hour. It was only minutes. I've been wrecking my brain trying to come up with another logical reason why our pillowcases would smell like another man's cologne and why my wife would hide it from me. I can't think of any other logical reason. There's no coming back from cheating. There's no explanation she can give me to justify cheating. Our marriage is over. But I have to be sure. If I'm ending this marriage of 6 years, I need to be sure. I will confront my wife with proof. So I installed cameras in our house, including in the bedroom. Here is where my work comes in handy. The company I work for does camera maintenance and repair. The TV stations here own their own cameras, but they outsource maintenance and repair to my company. I can take apart, put together, repair dozens of different cameras, and through my work I have access to many more types of camera, including the small HD cameras used for hidden camera shows. I have my proof. My wife is cheating. I put a few cameras in my house, yes, even in the bedroom. And after a few days I caught them. The beautiful thing about HD cameras is that I have a clear image of the affair partner's face. And what do you know? It is Daniel, an acquaintance of ours, and a local minor celebrity. He is a local newsman. Yes, this guy we see almost daily on the TV is sleeping with my wife. I have footage of him coming to the door, kissing my wife, walking to the bedroom, and of course then fucking in my bed. I know this guy. We've had dinner with him and his wife. He has 2 lovely children. And he is fucking my wife. I could not watch all the footage. Before I got the proof, I had made plans about how I would confront them. I would wait till her birthday and in front of friends and family display everything on a projector. As soon as I was confronted with the reality, all those plans went out the window. I'm not proud of myself, but I took out a bottle of Jack and started drinking. I wasn't drunk when Joya came home, but I was definitely under the influence. I wanted to stick to the plan, not let her know I knew. But because of the alcohol it came out as being silent and looking angry. She definitely knew something was up. The next few hours were tense. She did give me space even if she didn't know why. I was still drinking. She said something about maybe we should go to bed early and I lost it. I started yelling at her. You expect me to sleep in the same bed you've been fucking Daniel in? I'd rather sleep on the cold hard floor. As soon as I said it, I regretted it. This wasn't the plan. I screwed up the plan. Joya, of course, called me crazy and started yelling at me about being insecure and even said I'm probably projecting. I just got up, took my phone, my laptop, and my car keys and before leaving said, If only I did not put cameras in the house. Right. That shut her up and I left. I was stupid driving after drinking, but I was angry and wasn't thinking clearly. I went to Sean, my brother. I asked to crash at his place, but I wasn't ready to talk about why. He let me crash in his basement. It is converted to a guest apartment. The next morning I woke up to a call from my work. I was already an hour late for work. I stupidly did not set my alarm on my phone. I also had a headache, so I called in sick. I checked my phone. Joya had sent dozens of texts. I read the first two. She wanted to talk, and in a second she wanted to apologize. I ignored the rest. I wasn't ready to talk to anyone. I certainly wasn't ready to play fun uncle with my brother's children. So before they came home after school, I went out for a walk. Of course, I went to a cafe drinking something. I was sitting at the bar a while, drinking Jack for I think 15 to 20 minutes, when Daniel walked in with a few people. Alcohol is the worst advisor in this situation. I wasn't drunk, but I certainly was on the wrong side of tipsy. And that is not a good place to be. I got up and while walking to him I shouted, "Daniel, I have a great story for you." The change in his face told me everything. Joya already warned him.
Hello. Thanks for watching and being part of this journey. If you enjoy story like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support means the world. Now let's dive into the story.
But that didn't stop me, so I continued. I already have the headline for you. Local news anchor sleeps with friend's wife. Husband has the footage to prove it. I think that is a good headline. Do you think that is a good headline? Or should we add, gets beat up by husband? The whole cafe was silent, and I was loud enough for everyone to hear. When I said the last part, the staff reacted. There were 3 waiters between me and Daniel in a second, and they kept me from reaching him. Daniel and the people he was with left, and the staff kept me there for about 15 minutes before letting me leave. I went back to Sean's house. When I got there, he was waiting for me. He already heard what happened in the cafe. News travels fast. Sean took me down to the basement, and we talked for hours. He was there for me and let me rant and cry on his shoulder. He also rightfully berated me for drinking so much and confiscated all the alcohol I had with me. After a few hours, I wanted to order a pizza and found out my phone was dead, I think since that morning. But after charging it and turning it on, I was flooded with messages, voice notes, missed calls. A lot from Joya, but also from friends who heard about what happened and even people from work. I'm still going through all the messages. In the voicemails, Joya was crying, apologizing, angry because after the cafe incident everyone knows what she did. In one of the voicemails, she said that Daniel is angry because I caused him a promotion. I don't have the details yet, but that did make me feel good. Sean's sister-in-law, Amanda, is a family attorney. Sean called her and explained everything. 30 minutes later, I got a call from a different lawyer, he said. Amanda called him and asked him to represent me in the divorce. All I need to do is confirm I want him as my lawyer. I have an appointment tomorrow in his office. Amanda and Sean will join me. My lawyer, Franklin, is a genius. We sat down to make everything official, and he has this way of asking questions to get me to explain what I wanted out of the divorce. The main thing is I want the house. It is in both our names, so either I buy Joya out or we sell it. But the house is not going to her. I spent too much time, money, and energy in renovating and rebuilding it. She can have everything that is in the house, especially the bed, but I want the house. I don't know the legal jargon for it, but we have a restraining order against Daniel. He is not allowed to come near me or my property. That includes my house even if I'm not home. Speaking of Daniel, I still know a lot of people working for the studio. Rumor has it the people he was with at the cafe when I confronted him were in a business meeting talking about him moving to a bigger branch of the news. That is not happening now. They don't want to start with a news anchor with a scandal like this. Me shouting that I have the footage to prove the affair was the nail in the coffin. He still has his job, but ratings are dropping. So it doesn't look good for his career. Joya has already been served. She tried to call, but I reject the call every time. I sent her one text saying that any communication from me to her will be through my lawyer and that any text or mail she sends me can and will be used in the divorce. It has been radio silence since. My lawyer informed her about the restraining order against Daniel. He also informed her that I refuse to stay in the same place as her, so as long as she is in our house, I will not be. She also knows that at the end of the divorce, I will be the sole owner of that house. About the cameras, they are legally mine. I bought them from my work. I have not disclosed to Joya how many there are and where they are. And I have not removed them. What she doesn't know is that they are not cloud connected. I cannot access them from anywhere else, only from our home network. So far, only myself, Amanda, and Franklin have seen the footage, in that order. Amanda has agreed to be part of my legal team. Daniel's lawyers have contacted us, trying to legally get the footage destroyed. They were informed that since the footage was taken in my home, by my security cameras, the only thing he can legally do is sue me if the footage ever leaks. But it can and will be used in the divorce case to prove Joya's infidelity. Amy, Daniel's wife, has not contacted me yet, but I am allowed to provide her with the footage if she wants it for her divorce case. Franklin just informed me that Joya's lawyer told him she wants to talk to me because she found out that she is pregnant. I refuse to do a paternity test for the unborn child of my cheating soon-to-be ex-wife. I will not accept the child, I will not. Here's the situation. My wife cheated. She got caught, and I filed for divorce. I don't want to try to work it out, no reconciliation. She cheated, so we're done. The divorce proceedings have already started. Now my soon-to-be ex-wife informed me that she is pregnant. My brilliant lawyer has used a loophole so that the pregnancy will be seen as happening outside of the divorce proceedings. As long as there is no proof the child is mine, I will not be forced to pay child support should she choose to keep it. And because the discovery of the pregnancy occurred after the start of the divorce, the courts will not force me to do a paternity test. I am refusing to volunteer to do the test. I want nothing to do with this woman and the child she is carrying. According to my lawyer, the process of elimination is not proof I'm the parent. So if her affair partner does a paternity test and it's negative, it does not automatically mean that I'm the father, according to the law. As long as I refuse the paternity test, the law will not see me as the father. I know this is not the usual way things go, but I have a brilliant lawyer who knows these loopholes. Soon after she learned she was pregnant, Joya moved in with her parents. She needs the help and support with the pregnancy. So I moved back into my home. The first day back, I bought a new mattress and burned the old one. The neighbors called the fire department. But it doesn't matter. The mattress is gone now. She keeps texting me, asking to talk and wants to work it out. I'm still ignoring all her texts. I have nothing to say to her, and there is no working this out. My mother wants me to do the test. She wants a grandchild. But she is not crazy, so she will not see the child as her grandchild as long as paternity has not been established. She just hates the uncertainty. Daniel is fighting, and I've heard failing, to save his marriage. So he will also not be there for her. She will raise the child as a single mother with minimal support. Only her parents will support her, and even that is not sure. My mother-in-law asked me if I could find it in my heart to help Joya. I told her that I was informed that during the divorce procedures, any involvement of myself in the pregnancy would be seen as taking legal responsibility for the child. So she is not getting anything from me. My mother-in-law is a good woman, and I did get along with her very well. So I told her after the divorce has been finalized, we will come back to the topic. I'm not promising anything, just that I will think about it at that time. The weeks that followed were a blur of legal meetings, work, and trying to rebuild some semblance of normalcy. Franklin kept me updated on the divorce proceedings. Joya's lawyer tried to push for mediation, arguing that we could settle things amicably, but I wasn't interested. The betrayal was too raw, too deep. Every time I thought about her, I saw the footage, her and Daniel in our bed. There was no going back. Franklin worked out a deal where I would buy Joya out of her share of the house. It wasn't cheap, but it was worth it to keep the place I'd poured my heart into. She agreed to take the furniture, including the bed, and I was happy to let it go. I wanted no trace of her in my space. The divorce was moving forward smoothly, thanks to Franklin's expertise and the undeniable evidence of her infidelity. Joya's pregnancy became the talk of our small town. Gossip spread like wildfire, especially after my outburst at the cafe. People I barely knew would stop me at the grocery store or the gas station, offering condolences or fishing for details. I kept my responses short and moved on. The last thing I needed was to fuel the rumor mill. One evening, about 2 months after I moved back into the house, I got a call from Amy, Daniel's wife. She sounded exhausted, her voice heavy with resignation. She asked to meet, and I agreed. We met at a quiet diner on the edge of town, away from prying eyes. Amy looked like she hadn't slept in weeks. She told me she was filing for divorce and wanted to see the footage. I hesitated. Showing it to her felt like crossing another line, but she deserved to know the truth. I gave her a USB drive with the relevant clips, warning her it wasn't easy to watch. She nodded, thanked me, and left. I never heard from her again, but I later learned she used the footage to secure a favorable settlement. Daniel's career took a nosedive. The local news station kept him on, but his segments were relegated to late-night slots, and his face was noticeably absent from promotional materials. The scandal was too much for the station to ignore, especially after word got out that I had proof. I didn't feel sorry for him. He made his choices. As for Joya, she stopped texting after a while. Franklin told me she was struggling, both emotionally and financially. Her parents were helping, but they weren't wealthy, and the stress of the pregnancy was taking a toll. Part of me, the part that still remembered the woman I married, felt a pang of guilt. But it was fleeting. She'd made her bed, and I wasn't going to lie in it. The divorce was finalized 6 months after I first smelled that cologne on the pillowcase. I stood in the courtroom, listening as the judge declared our marriage dissolved. Joya wasn't there. Her lawyer represented her. I walked out of the courthouse feeling lighter than I had in months. The house was mine, the cameras were still in place, though I rarely checked them, and I was free. I started therapy a few weeks later. Sean pushed me to do it, saying I needed to process everything. He was right. The anger, the betrayal, the drinking, it was all eating at me. My therapist, a no-nonsense woman named Dr. Patel, helped me unpack the mess in my head. She didn't sugarcoat things, which I appreciated. Slowly, I started to rebuild. I took up woodworking again, something I'd loved before the marriage consumed my time. I built a new coffee table for the living room, sanded and stained it myself. It felt good to create something with my hands. My mother kept bringing up the paternity test, but I held firm. The child wasn't my responsibility, and I wasn't going to let guilt or pressure change my mind. Franklin assured me the legal loophole was ironclad. If Joya wanted to pursue child support, she'd need to prove paternity, and I wasn't going to make that easy for her. A year after the divorce, I got a letter from Joya. It was handwritten, the first direct communication from her since the texts I'd ignored. She wrote that she'd given birth to a boy, named him Ethan, and was raising him with her parents' help. She didn't ask for anything. No money, no paternity test, no reconciliation. She just wanted me to know she was sorry, that she'd ruined everything, and that she hoped I'd find happiness. I read the letter twice, then put it in a drawer. I didn't respond. Maybe one day I'd be ready to forgive her, but not yet.